Hey everybody, this is Sin Speaks, and these are my friends. Genesis, Spitfire, Sloth, and I think that's about it. The topics for today are going to be how we got into the Born community, the VAs are inside Born cast,
Legends of Equestria or something like that.
Legends of Equestria MMO game for the computer.
And we're also going to be talking about our shippings, by the way.
No, we're also only talking about OCs, not the freaking shipping.
But I got a great shipping that I'll talk about during the OCs.
Yeah, we'll go to that. Alright, so who wants to start? Does Genesis or do Jai?
Yeah, it's Genesis. Then Pikachu.
I'll start. So it starts back in 2012, I think. Yeah. So I was talking to a friend of mine, but he said something about fans of MLP being annoying. I didn't know what MLP even was at the time, so I just kind of agreed with them. So I guess then I looked up MLP on Google and found some characters, and I don't know. I found out what it was, and it was kind of weird. Like, I don't know. But for some reason I couldn't get the characters out of my head. Like MLP, I used to hate it and stuff when I was little, but it actually didn't look that bad now.
Well, back in the day, MLP was hand-drawn. Now it's cheaply flash.
It looked kind of like crap before.
Now it's cheaply flash animated with like a Cintiq or something like that.
So then I started seeing like stuff on YouTube and stuff, like weird stuff, like a bridge series, these PMVs.
Question on the bridge series. Have you ever heard of a bridge series called A Friendship is Witchcraft?
Yes, of course.
Or mentally...
Yeah, insane people. Alright, so continue, Justice.
Okay, so I just thought then it was weird, but it wasn't that bad. So I started watching it, and needless to say, I was hooked.
Alright, Sloth, your turn, I suppose.
So my story, it's so interesting. It's like, have you ever took ecstasy? So I haven't, but so it's like I was watching a show one day. So I was like, "Hey, show, you're so showy," and then introduced me to a completely different show called MLP one day, and I was like, "Whoa, I should watch this." And on to my next story, which is more interesting. I was like in middle school, recently got into it, because I was like, I think in grade about 8, and then I was like, well, this is a series? And then I was like watching it. I can't really think of much things to say, so I think Spitfire should take the mantle.
Okay.
Because Spitfire's the best. Well, Spitfire and Pikachu.
I'm just saying I'm back now.
I know.
Okay.
I'm probably the first one who actually noticed he was there. I see his icon come up.
Yeah. Spit, your turn.
Okay, well, my entrance in the fandom happened not particularly long ago, November of last year. I was playing on a game called Terra Online, and somebody was spamming to watch a video called Smile HD in chat.
Okay.
Oh.
And they had been spamming this for like 40 minutes straight, so I finally figured, why not? I'll watch it really quickly. So I put it on, and it was actually really, really well done. I mean, I supremely disliked the fandom and the entire series to begin with. So whenever I saw something that portrayed it violently, I was on board with that. And then I got curious what the brony community thought about it, so I started looking up a bunch of reaction videos. So I ran into a video that one of my friends who was a training instructor for the United States Air Force, which I had just gotten out of, and I figured if he could like the series, I might as well give it a shot. So I went and bought a bunch of alcohol, sat down, and turned it on. Next thing I know, I'm not drunk anymore, and I finished all 3 seasons.
And how much sittings was this? Just like one?
Yeah, all in one shot.
You literally completed the entire series in one sitting?
That's like almost 24 hours.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons are 9 hours each. So
you would have.
Yeah. Well, I'm a full-time college student right now, and no job. I just live off the GI Bill, so I have the time. Yeah.
Alright, so is that the end of your story?
Yeah, as far as the actual happenings.
I mean, there's probably more, but we can talk about that, later while we're talking about Legends of Equestria.
Pikachu,
anyway.
You still here?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Pikachu, why don't you spread on a little story for us, dog?
And then I'll do mine.
Well, to be honest, it's not like really a story. It's just like an event. To be honest.
Events.
Event. Yeah.
E-V-E-N-T. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's
like, okay, I was in 8th grade when this kid named Vincent he was drawing on his computer, and I look over, and it's just like little sketches. I'm like, all right, that's okay. And so later in the week, I look closer at the sketches, and they start becoming like actual characters. They're the My Little Pony characters. So then I was actually a hater. Like, I laughed. Yeah, it's kind of ironic. I laughed at him. And then, like, I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna check into it a little bit more. So, I'm like, okay, who are you drawing? And he tells me, and I look him up, and that's actually pretty much it. Then that's just rockets.
So you don't know who he drew?
No, I know who he drew. He was drawing his own OC.
Oh.
But, like, he was drawing other ones with it.
And I guess the information is confidential. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I don't even remember, because I'm in 16 right now.
It's my turn?
Yep.
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright, so my story started in November of 2012, at like the very first episode of the third season. So it started back then, and I didn't particularly like the show, mainly because I watched a little bit of the Generation 3 of the show with my little sister. It's more like Generation 3.5, but you get the gist.
Yeah.
But it was my little sister, and I didn't particularly like it. I didn't like the animation, I didn't like the story, I didn't like the characters. They were bland, boring, yada yada. So I didn't particularly like it, so whenever my little sister had that on, I would just completely ignore it, continue eating or whatever I was doing, and go away from it. So my brother, he was a brony for a good 2 years before this moment. Nobody knew. He, every now and then, he would find a story, and he would talk to my mom about it. And it was usually a brony story, but he made it sound as if it was brilliant, and had absolutely nothing relating to ponies whatsoever. It was glorious how he did it. So he was talking to my mom about one story. I'll post it inside the description. It was a story called BIE. It was a Anon in Equestrian story, as it's called. AIE. And it was brilliant. He didn't say anything about ponies or anything involving anything related to My Little Pony. So I asked him, what is the story? Where is it? Can I read it? And he's like, I'll show you the story, but you can't, like, go about and be like, oh my god, this story is epically amazing for time. I did start talking about it, like, 2 months later. Kinda can't keep it. It was amazing. So in the second chapter, I decided, I'm going to read this. It's eight chapters. So I read the entire thing in multiple sittings. I couldn't do it in one because I had to help around the house. But I managed to sit down and read it. Every other story I read from then, I compare it to. But I didn't get more than half of the actual story because it was related to My Little Pony. So I sat down, I pulled up YouTube, and I watched all the episodes up to the third season, the newest one. And I kept watching every now and then, and it was glorious. So I finished. I had to help around, as I said before, so I couldn't do it in one thing. And then I reread the fan fiction, and I was even more hooked on it than I already was. So nowadays, I go around, I find anything that's really pony related, and I either watch it, read it, or play it, depending on what it is. And I talk with my brother about it. I make up my own OCs in my head. I make up my own stories in my head, and so on and so forth. It's a brilliant time for me. And that's my story.
All about how my life got just... I was thinking of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when you said that. Anyway.
Yeah. Then I think that's all the story.
Just that last line, That's just the word story. I was like, Now this story all about how my life got upside down like
and as some of my friends have said, it is the most original story they've ever heard in their entire lives. I've not found a single person who has not said that yet.
Everything's original though. You just gotta believe.
Well, yeah, but most of the time, if you look through this person's story, they have most connections. Like, I saw this via a post from this guy. I saw this via a YouTube post from this guy. I watched this because I saw a reference to it on this. I wondered what it was, so on and so forth. Most people have that. I got mine through a fan fiction. Not many people say that.
So, guys, Today is Saturday, and you know what that means?
Today's Friday.
No, technically today's Saturday to me, because it's 12:17
Oh,
a.m. where
okay.
I am. So technically,
New episode of Ponies?
today's Saturday. What,
Yeah.
there's a new episode? There's always a new episode. See,
Yeah.
do you see what Pikachu has to deal with? New episodes have to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for Pikachu. And Genesis. Because Genesis
So-
and Pikachu, they're the most important people in this cult. Without them, we can't even talk about Legends of Equestria.
Well, yeah, we
Which-
could, but we don't know enough about it. I haven't played it yet, but I probably will soon.
Well, I've seen gameplay.
I don't
mean,
know about it either.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay too. The
I mean,
first one. I
it's-
missed that by mere days.
If you
I
wanted-
mean,
I mean, we could talk VAs, or we could talk about speculation on,
well, we always said beforehand that VAs would come before
but we could.
LOE. Yeah, I know, but that
I
wouldn't
mean-
feel right to the fans if there are any to
the
begin with.
fans, yeah. Just like my friends Let's Play.
That's just hoping that there are actually fans who actually watch this.
It's like my friend. It's like I have a friend, and he plays like a Let's Play on YouTube, and he only gets
Mhm.
like 3 or 4 viewers.
I'm gonna be doing a Let's Play channel. It's gonna be on the Sin Speaks channel.
It's gonna be
I'm
called
gonna put this on.
Playsin.
No, it's gonna be called Sin Plays.
No, Playsin.
Yeah. Well, no,
In Soviet
Sin Plays.
Russia.
But Sin Plays best. Sin Plays sounds better. Doesn't sound like you're about to rape a Sin.
Yeah,
God damn you, Full Metal Alchemist.
you homunculus.
Either way,
Anyway.
Full Metal Alchemist. It's a anime. But yeah,
No, man,
so anyway,
it's
I'm
not
going.
an anime. It's like Michelle Creeper. She's not an anime.
No, Michelle Creeper's not. But Full Metal Alchemist is.
But like Andrea Lindman and Michelle Creeper, do they even know each other? Who is Michelle
Yes,
Creeper?
they know each other personally. Michelle Creeper is Apple Bloom's voice actress, and Andrea Lindman is Pink Pie and Fluttershy's
Yeah,
voice
I know
actress.
who Andrea
They know each
Lindman
other
is.
on a personal friend level kind of thing.
It's just like,
They've done duets with each other. They've talked to each other through interviews. They sometimes hang out with each other. It all depends on what happens with them. But
So
they
they-
are actually personal friends.
so there you goes, guys. We just got the report on Andrea Lindman and Michelle Creeper, guys. What do you guys have to say about that? Genesis, are you there? Oh, Genesis just left. She didn't even
Yeah,
say
well,
she was
well.
leaving.
Yeah, she did.
She did? Oh,
She probably did.
Oh, she did in
I
chat.
didn't.
I didn't hear. her
Well,
say anything. Pikachu.
well, yeah, I
Pikachu,
can't
then.
see it, but yeah.
Why don't you say something?
I'm not exactly sure what to say.
It's hard to
Ask
say.
everybody I know.
It's hard to think, Pikachu, but listen. Follow your heart and your dreams. Why are you laughing?
Isn't that like a cheesy line that you're never
It's like
supposed
the
to use?
cheesiest line that's ever been said.
Okay. So guys, So, SnowDrop. You know what I always do when I can't think of anything to say on a podcast? SnowDrop. Let's just start talking about that. Because none of us know what Legends of Equestria is. I know that. None of us.
Well, I know,
I know what
some
it
of it.
is.
I've seen a play of it before, but I haven't seen the newest stuff.
And like
So it's supposed to be
Pokemon,
talk about that.
in Pokemon, I don't know what that is either. It's like some.
Well, I've
concept.
played Fire Red, but that's about it.
Spitfire.
Can I go back to talking about my
Hey-
Let's Play channel?
Hey, Spitfire,
soon?
by the way. Your name is, like, based off the Spitfire pony of the same show. But on, what was the Academy? Was it, like,
It was the Wonderbolts Academy.
Wonderbolts Academy, which, like, a bunch of military brodies watched for some reason?
Yeah, it's because it's related to the military lines.
It
does.
And the most, yeah, what do you guys prefer? Spitfire in? Her, no clothing and just sleek body and whatnot, her Wonderbolts outfit, or her, Commander outfit, whatever the hell it's called.
Commander.
Her uniform, of course.
I personally prefer to see her actual body without the Wonderbolts thing, because it looks hideous on her with the Wonderbolts, if you look at her just normally.
Isn't that,
And
like...
plus,
Well, I mean, has she ever been showed, like, canonly without her Wonderbolts Commander thing on? Isn't that all, like, fan art and stuff
well,
like
no,
that?
she did once. She did once, I believe. I can't remember where, but I'm pretty sure she did once. I'm pretty sure it was in Rainbow Falls, the episode. but I'm
She
not
was in
sure.
Rainbow's Falls. I should watch more of the show.
Rainbow Falls. It's one of the episodes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's like saying Picky Pride isn't an episode. No.
Yeah,
It's like saying Spitfire isn't a plane. But you know.
well, yeah, I suppose. Dude, in the comments said don't be so many things like Spitfire, the plane, all around a bunch of ponies.
So it's Spitfire.
I dare somebody to do that in the comments of this. I dare somebody just like Spitfire, the plane, planes, ponies.
So Spitfire.
Hmm?
You're having a great day today. What is the most amazing thing you have ever seen?
The most amazing thing I've ever seen, like in my lifetime?
Yeah. Are you thinking?
Well, whenever I lived in Portland, one of my neighbors got shot in the throat. And I went out there with a towel and saved his life. And whenever the ambulance finally came and he actually lived through it, that probably is.
That actually does seem really amazing. Like, it's lucky he didn't die because, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people actually die, you know, in this world.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty sad.
I was going to continue with my Let's Play thingy. Do you guys mind?
Okay, you can talk about your Let's Play thing. So, Sid Sphinx is having his own Let's Play series, and the first game he's gonna play is No Room in Hell.
Well, I might do that, or I might do
Amnesia: The
another
Dark
game.
Descent.
I can't do that. I don't have it. Unless somebody wants to give me that. If somebody wants to like send it to me over Skype, over Steam, then I'll definitely play that. But I've seen people play it.
How about the Luna game? You just played that.
Never played it, and I don't know what it is. But I will probably play a game called Cry of Fear.
Guys, you should...
That might be the first one.
Guys, have you guys ever even heard the Luna game? Like, no spoilers. But Spitfire.
Never heard of it.
Spitfire.
No, I've seen Luna games. I don't know specifically if it's the one you're talking about.
What's Luna games?
No, as in multiple games that happen to be based around that one particular character.
Oh. But have you ever
games
heard...
as in a plural version.
Have you ever heard of a singular thing just called Luna game? Like, it's a 5-part series, and, you know, you control Luna.
Nope.
What about you, Pikachu? You like grimdark things. Have you ever heard of the Luna game?
I think he's gone. I think it's just the three of us now.
He's still in the chat. Okay.
Well, yeah.
You should try that game, though. Anyway, continue on.
I probably might. But so I'm probably going to be starting it after July, like in...
Man, that's way too far.
And probably August. Well, no, because I don't have a proper mic. I can't... You can't hear me with anything I have. I can review, I can, like, do stuff on it, but I can't properly do it. I can do reviews and whatnot on my phone, because my phone is awesome mic, but I can't do it with my headsets for the actual thing. I need a proper microphone, and I need a proper webcam. Webcam isn't necessary for the Let's Play, but stuff could be used for it. But the microphone is needed for the Let's Play. I cannot do it without the microphone. So I'm probably going to be getting a microphone around my birthday, which is in July, because I'm going to be going to a con with my dad, who I don't see very often. So I'm going to see if I can get him to buy me a mic. If not, I'm going to see if I can get my mom to. So I'm going to be doing that after July sometime when I get my mic. But before that, I'm going to be doing the SynSpeak stuff with you guys, and I'm also going to do the interviewer if I can find a MLP cast, like a person who's one of the cast members of MLP. Most notably, Michelle Kleber. She is the #1 person I want to interview. Other than that, like Andrew Libman, so on and so forth. The only people, I'm going to be going to the Everfree Northwest Con, which so far only has Guild and Snowflake in it, so I'm not going to be able to interview a whole lot of people, unless they do. I have tweeted a couple of VAs. None of them have said anything positive, though. Who's doing that?
I don't know. I think it's Spitfire.
Definitely not.
Wait, so I'm hopefully going to be able to do the interviewer.
About interviewing like a person, like, what if you don't meet this person?
If I ever meet them, I will do it. But if I don't,
But
I'm
again,
gonna see if I can get people.
what if you did meet them, but you were so shocked at actually meeting them that you were completely at a loss of words?
You don't know me, do you?
It's like meeting Superman and saying you're gonna interview him normally. Like,
If I meet Michelle Creeper, I'm gonna be basically doing the whole con scene. If anybody got to see, I'm gonna get on my knees, pull up my arms to my sides, and raise them upwards and say, "Yeah."
oh, I thought you were just gonna say like con. Yep.
No, I would say that if it was something else. But with her, I'll be like just doing that, or I'll just bow like a freaking knight.
I could imagine that you like meet her, and then you just like do exactly that, and you're just like on the floor being like, God.
But if I do meet any of them, I'm going to bow, and then I'm going to immediately say hi. I'm just like, I'm about to.
Spitfire.
Hello.
Why do you have to go? Oh, you were typing something.
I was.
Anyway,
well, hey
so that's basically all for the Let's Play channel.
Guys, we should let Spitfire talk. I feel like he's the only one who hasn't really been talking too much, and he is the second.
Okay.
He is the second most important person in this group call, next to Genesis.
Well,
I don't know why.
I'm important too.
Yeah, Sin speaks pretty important. Anyways, yes, Spitfire.
Do you have anything of importance or notice?
Even if you don't have anything important, you should speak about something at least. Like you should speak about your reaction to something that you seen. Yeah, like
something that hopefully is pony related.
Oh, you said
I said
that?
something that hopefully is pony related.
Oh, of course it will be. I mean, that's supposed to be the entire point of this.
Yeah. Except I've totally been going off topic, just talk about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done like twice now.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Can you hear that by any chance?
I can hear that.
Yeah, you can hear the people in the background.
Yeah.
He's alright.
Yeah, the person who's in the background is currently over 40 feet away from me.
It's okay.
So the fact that you can hear her through my phone, which is amazing.
Okay, what I was going to talk about is one of the main features for, I feel almost anybody being part of the community, and it's evident through this project in the first place, is that it helps inspire creativity. And I think it's pretty cool, because, I mean, Genesis was doing animation. I started working on animation myself. I mean, you have a tablet and draw occasionally.
Yeah,
not goodly, though. Like, I still gotta, figure out how to draw ponies really good. It's really hard.
Yeah, my friend, her name is Danielle. She was going to be here, but she's not currently. She has to do stuff at home. But she actually does draw a lot for ponies.
Wait a second. Was she that one girl you showed, like, friendship is manly to? No, probably not.
No, that was Wendy.
Wendy. Right, Wendy. Yeah. You should also invite her. You should invite everyone from the library. Just have a whole group library session.
Yeah, that would end so badly. You don't even know.
I think it would be the best.
Even know.
I think it
one
would be
of
the
them,
best.
my brother doesn't want to do it. Another one doesn't care for it. Another one doesn't like My Little Pony in general. Another one is too young to do it. Another 4 are too young to do it.
Okay. The thing about it, though, is that we would get different opinions, though. And that's the point.
We would, but one doesn't like MLP in the slightest.
It doesn't
One
matter.
doesn't care for MLP.
But then we would get a reaction, and that's all that matters, guys.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that, because then it would just dampen my mood, because I don't like when people hate on My Little Pony. It just doesn't end well. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Well, no, if you're good at explaining the reasons why you find it enjoyable, and exactly what you are getting out of it, then it's easy to change a lot of people's minds.
But the thing the thing about, like, they say 11 tolerate everyone is how much brony saying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like,
Haters
basically,
will always hate, but bronies will always tolerate.
But that's really not true with some people. Like, they want to say it, but if they didn't really care about trolls, they wouldn't name trolls at all. They would just, like, let it go. And stuff like that.
Well, yeah, probably. But yeah, Danielle, her sister, half-sister, I turned into a brony, but then she left, because she didn't find too much interest in it after a certain point.
And then you guys dated.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we could went out, but I don't go out with chicks or dudes.
Are you asexual?
No, if I wanted to, I could easily get a girlfriend, but I don't particularly want to at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's like, I guess it's actually the same with me, because if you got a girlfriend at this point in life, you know, they're probably gonna break up with you, like, sooner or later.
Now, if I get a girlfriend at this point in life, I will try my damnedest to make her happy and stay with me and whatnot.
Yeah,
However, that would distract my mind, because I have to make stuff with her, and then I'll change stuff around, and then I have to go do stuff, and then...
speaks man.
Yeah.
Speaks man. You're young. You're young. Spitfire.
I'm about 15. I'm about 15.
That is extremely young.
Yeah, and since my mom has to go to work 3 days a week, and we have almost a 2-year-old baby and a 7-year-old sister, it would probably end very badly if I had a girlfriend.
Which is why you should wait until you're like maybe Spitfire's age. I don't know.
25? No, I'll probably wait until I'm about 18 and I actually like move around or whatnot.
Because I bet Spitfire's
I might actually become a librarian or a voice actor, or both.
Hey, Spitfire.
Yeah.
Do you have a wife?
I have an ex-wife.
Oh, you actually had a wife. Was she cool?
Yeah.
Oh, she was cool.
Okay. Yeah, she was.
She was. Then crap
Past
happens.
tense, yeah.
When was the youngest you got a girlfriend?
Probably 8.
Then man. But then you probably broke up with her. Like pretty
Oh, I've gone through tons of relationships.
Exactly. But that's the thing. If you go through tons of relationships, then eventually you become like adjusted to having lots of relationships, and then you know your girl doesn't really matter as much because you're like, man, I had no.
Not necessarily. That's based on perspective.
But yeah, there's also another thing. You know, you probably get really depressed after you break up with that girl. So guys,
it's funny because hearing all of this is obviously from a standpoint of ignorance because you have no idea what you're talking about.
I slightly do.
You literally cannot if you haven't had a relationship. I mean, I've got a full decade on you. I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you have an idea what you're talking about, but I slightly have ideas.
I will admit I don't even know what I'm talking about myself, but you know, I know a lot of girls, but me myself, I can admit that you know I don't have a girlfriend because of choice in actuality, and no excuses. Like maybe social anxiety sometimes, but that's it. And plus, a lot of girls I know are like, you know, they like smoke and stuff like that. I like to meet people who are like not druggies. So
yeah, the people I usually meet are people who have my type of mindset. They don't prefer drink or smoke or whatnot about that. But
I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why I don't have a girlfriend, and a lot of reasons I say right now are probably just real excuses. Like, for example, I probably don't actually know a lot of people who smoke, and I just know a lot of people who are just, like, had a lot of boyfriend and girlfriends, and, you know, they're, like, in the same boat as, like, Spitfire. If you have a lot of girlfriends, do you eventually get used to, like, breaking up with a person?
Well, it's neof bothered me in the first place.
Oh.
I just don't get emotionally invested in almost anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I don't particularly want a girlfriend, like at all. I just no interest.
So can we just edit this part of the podcast and make it like the relationship section? Like this whole thing could be like.
Okay, we'll just say like now this is relationships.
Or Spitfire should be like, you know, Spitfire, you make an awesome person, you know. Any girl would want you.
That's not particularly true. Well, I have said no to a lot of them since I got divorced, but...
Well, that is technically true. Like, I mean, a lot of girls, you know, they want what they want. Like, I mean, it's just like...
well, no. Finding somebody to be interested in you is exceedingly easy. It always will be. Finding somebody that's worth spending the time and investing attention into is the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. People mostly want to find that perfect person, but you know, when you first get into a relationship, like, you know, you think they're good, but then suddenly, you know, they're not that. Not only that,
but at younger ages, it's gonna be impossible for you to find a sustainable relationship because you don't even know yourself well enough to determine whether or not you know someone else well enough.
That's the
to spend a
point.
great
Yeah,
deal
well,
of time.
that depends on your mental maturity.
No, it
I started
doesn't
watching horror movies when
at
I
all.
was young.
Spitfire knows
Yeah, well,
what
it
he's...
kind of
Good
does.
for you.
Spitfire knows what he's talking about.
I was in foster care. Like, if you want to talk about horror movies, no, I've always been exceedingly mature for my age. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
The reality is that until you have lived your life enough that you know who you are as a person and you're comfortable with your station in life and the direction in which you're going, which you cannot be at 15, for instance,
Yeah.
you will never be able to have a sustainable relationship. That's just the way it works.
Spitfire,
Yeah, I suppose.
you are an awesome person. Like, the way you're saying this is that, you know, you can look up to a person like Spitfire, because he knows what he's talking about. You know, he lived for a life that seems pretty, I don't know, you said foster care, and I mean, that would have been bad for, like, anyone. I don't know, it has been getting pretty deep. Like, I mean, again, Spitfire, it's cool. That's why, you know, realistically, he's the best person this call, but I mean, ironically, I'll still go for you as the second best person.
Yeah, we really need to get more people into this for a stable thing, because, yeah, only having 3 people kind of gets lonely.
Yeah, hopefully.
Especially when not one of them is a girl.
Guys, well, why do you...
I don't think that's important.
Yeah, I'm actually with Spitfire.
I think
like,
what's more important is having
prefer,
cohesive topics.
Like, wait now.
Yeah, I usually talk with girls better than I do with dudes. I'd like to hear their voices more, so I most of the time let them talk more, and then I interchange my own views. With guys, it's more of a going in and out thing.
I personally, I could talk with, like, girls and boys equally, because, you know, I base people based on, like, personality, basically. Like, you know, if they're good, then I mostly treat, like, male and female, like, pretty equally, actually. Like, you know, girls are still, like, you know, the main thing for boys sometimes, but, you know, yeah, girls, guys.
Yeah, I just prefer to talk with girls more. They have a different mentality than me.
Obviously.
Boys I can usually relate to with the mental stuff, but chicks I don't know. So I prefer to talk to them more to get more basis on what they think like.
Well, obviously.
It almost always is different.
And that's not helpful. It's not helpful.
It works for me. Different people have different views. I have a very strange view on things.
And guys, as we said earlier, we gotta tolerate everyone.
Yeah.
That goes
Haters may hate, but bunnies will always tolerate.
But
Favorite part.
But I mean, yeah, life is pretty sad sometimes. Like, I'm too young to realize, like, actually how sad life is right now, but hopefully I'll realize it soon.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, so I think we should wrap this up soon. I think we should wrap this up.
Oh, you got interesting topics, Spitfire? I thought you said you did for a second.
What's the interesting topic?
Well, for what you were talking about how life is sad. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I ended up enjoying MLP so much in the first place. And that is I had that kind of mentality, like a defeatist, the entire world sucks and it always will mentality. But the reality is your life is only ever going to be what you're able to make it. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up then.
Okay.
So, if you guys want to contact me, I will post the links to my social network sites via the description, and I will see what you guys have, and yeah, that's basically it. So I will see you guys later.
Okay, bye.